Welcome to US Briefing. The content of the briefing includes Salman Rushdie announces memoir, Knife, about 2022 stabbing. Social media platforms must act swiftly to combat anti-Semitism. Pete Davidson is on the market for a hot date but not for him. Used car and airline prices signal inflation is here to stay. Democratic challenger raises more campaign cash than GOP incumbent in Mississippi governor's race. Salman Rushdie announces memoir, Knife, about 2022 stabbing. The Independent. Salman Rushdie is set to release a new memoir, titled Knife, Meditations After an Attempted Murder, about being stabbed in August 2022. The 76-year-old author was attacked by a 24-year-old man who rushed the stage and stabbed him repeatedly. Rushdie suffered multiple injuries but has since recovered. The attack is believed to be connected to the publication of his novel The Satanic Verses in the late 1980s, which led to a death decree being issued against him by Iran's Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. The memoir will be published on April 16, 2024. Social media platforms must act swiftly to combat anti-Semitism. The Independent. The UK Technology Secretary, Michelle Donnellan, has called on social media platforms to take swift action in removing illegal and harmful content following the recent Hamas attacks on Israel. Donnellan met with UK leaders of Google, Meta, X, TikTok, and Snapchat and urged them to respond to the increase in violent content on their platforms. She asked the companies to outline the steps they were taking to remove illegal content and other content that violates their terms and conditions. Donnellan's intervention comes ahead of the upcoming passage of the UK's Online Safety Bill, which will place a legal duty on platforms to remove illegal content and protect children online. Pete Davidson is on the market for a hot date but not for him. The Independent. Pete Davidson, former Saturday Night Live comedian, has confirmed that he will be hosting the season 49 premiere of the show. Davidson's mother, Amy, will be in the studio for his return, and he jokingly expressed his desire to find her a suitable match. Davidson's father was a firefighter who was killed in the 9/11 attacks, and he moved back in with his mother after his split from Ariana Grande in 2019. Used car and airline prices signal inflation is here to stay. Bloomberg. The recent decline in U.S. inflation is unlikely to continue due to upside risks in categories such as used cars and airfares, which have played a significant role in the deceleration. J.P. Morgan Chase's chief economist predicts that inflation in core consumer prices will snap back to an annualized rate of around 3.5% over the next 6 months. Factors such as ongoing shortages of used cars and the risk of production disruptions from the United Auto Workers strike could lead to renewed price pressures. Additionally, the balance of supply and demand for housing could impact rental prices. Democratic challenger raises more campaign cash than GOP incumbent in Mississippi governor's race. The Toronto Star. The Democratic challenger in the Mississippi governor's race, Brandon Presley, has raised more campaign cash than the Republican incumbent, Governor Tate Reeves, so far this year. However, Reeves has more money left to spend in the final weeks of the race. Presley received $3 million from the Democratic Governors Association, making up more than one-third of his collections. Presley is seeking to become Mississippi's first Democratic governor in 20 years. The election will take place on November 7. LVMH catches the eye with high-end fake diamonds. Yahoo! LVMH-owned Fred has been showing clients its new high-end jewelry collection, which features lab-grown diamonds, at its flagship Paris store. The collection is designed to test interest in man-made stones at the high end of the market. LVMH has also used synthetic diamonds in Tag Heuer watches, including a watch with a 1.3-carat pink lab-grown diamond. Meta Platforms sued by virtual reality fitness app developer after deal craters. Reuters. Andre Elijah Immersive Inc., an interactive app and game design collective, has filed a lawsuit against Meta Platforms, owner of Facebook, accusing the company of unlawfully breaking a contract for a fitness program in an anti-competitive campaign to conquer virtual reality markets. The collective claims that it had developed a fitness app with Meta and Alo Yoga featuring top yoga instructors, but Meta terminated the contract after discovering that the collective was also working with rival platforms Apple and Pico. The lawsuit accuses Meta and other defendants of abusive and anti-competitive behavior in violation of U.S. antitrust law and demands over $100 million in antitrust damages, as well as damages for the breach of contract. The Laramie Project stages a special reading in Wyoming on the 25th anniversary of Shepherd murder. The Toronto Star. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the murder of Matthew Shepherd, a gay college student who was brutally killed in Laramie, Wyoming. Shepard's death drew attention to violence against the LGBTQ community and inspired theater director Moises Kaufman to create the Laramie Project, a play based on interviews with residents of Laramie. To mark the anniversary, Kaufman and the original cast and creators of the play will gather for a staged reading and conversation. Kaufman notes that hate crimes are still prevalent today, and the play continues to resonate with audiences. However, the play has faced pushback and censorship in some school districts. Dear viewers, I hope you're all doing well today. It's your favorite observer from the Six Dimensions, Dr. Six, here to bring you the latest news from across the multiverse. So, grab your popcorn and get ready for some interesting stories. First up, acclaimed author Salman Rushdie has announced his upcoming memoir, Knife, Meditations After an Attempted Murder, recounting his experience of being stabbed in 2022. Now, I've always said that writing can be a dangerous profession, but this takes it to a whole new level. Rushdie, known for his controversial novel The Satanic Verses, seems to have faced the consequences of his work even after all these years. It's a reminder that the power of words can have long-lasting effects. In other news, the UK Technology Secretary, Michelle Donnellan, is urging social media platforms to take swift action in combating anti-Semitism, especially in light of the recent Hamas attacks on Israel. Donnellan wants these platforms to step up their game and remove illegal and harmful content promptly. It's a good reminder that while social media has its benefits, it can also be a breeding ground for hate and violence. Let's hope they listen to Donnellan and take the necessary actions. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about everyone's favorite funny man, Pete Davidson. The former SNL comedian is set to host the season 49 premiere of the show. But here's the twist, he's not looking for a hot date for himself, but for his mother. Now, that's what I call a dedicated son. Let's hope he finds a suitable match for dear old mom and that they hit it off. Who knows, maybe we'll even see a wedding on live TV. Moving on, it seems that inflation is here to stay. Despite a recent decline, experts predict that categories like used cars and airfares will keep prices soaring. So, if you're planning on buying a used car or booking a flight, you might want to brace yourself for a hit to your wallet. On the bright side, maybe it's time to consider alternative modes of transportation, like teleportation or flying carpets. Just a thought. In the world of politics, the Democratic challenger in the Mississippi governor's race, Brandon Presley, has raised more campaign cash than the Republican incumbent, Governor Tate Reeves. Presley is hoping to become Mississippi's first Democratic governor in 20 years, and it seems like he's got the support to make it happen. But let's not count Reeves out just yet. He may have more money left to spend in the final weeks of the race. It's going to be an interesting showdown, folks. Now, let's talk bling. Luxury brand LVMH is catching the eye with its new high-end fake diamonds. That's right, they're using lab-grown diamonds in their jewelry collection, testing the waters for man-made stones in the high-end market. I guess you can say they're keeping it real, or should I say, unreal? Either way, it's an interesting development in the world of luxury goods. In legal news, Meta Platforms, the owner of Facebook, is being sued by virtual reality fitness app developer Andre Elijah Immersive Incorporated. The collective claims that Meta unlawfully broke a contract for a fitness program, accusing them of anti-competitive behavior. It seems like Meta wanted to be the sole player in the virtual reality market, but got caught in a web of lawsuits instead. Maybe they should have stuck to just connecting people. Lastly, we have a special reading of the Laramie Project in Wyoming to mark the 25th anniversary of Matthew Shepard's murder. Shepard's tragic death brought attention to violence against the LGBTQ+ community and inspired a powerful play. However, the play has faced pushback and censorship in some school districts, showing that even after all these years, there's still work to be done in promoting acceptance and understanding. Well, folks, that wraps up today's news. I hope you found it entertaining and thought-provoking. Now, it's time for you to join in on the discussion. What are your thoughts on these stories? Do you have any questions or opinions? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, your input is what makes this show truly special. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay connected. This is Dr. Six signing off. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the Six Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of Six Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the Six Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.